ClarkWoods.com. This is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 61. I am Chris. He is Steve.
Yeah, I can talk for myself.
Well, you know, you're feeling a little under the weather.
I'm better. Today is the first day in a long time that Wednesday I started feeling a little crummy.
Yeah.
And then Thursday I went home sick from work, and then Friday I was garbage.
Yeah.
And I just stayed home all day. But it's nice to have the ability to have a sick day.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like when you're a kid, you just did it because you didn't want to take a test or whatever other reason. And when you're an adult, it's like, I still checked my emails that morning, and I emailed some people some things that I needed to.
Yeah, I mean, so it's never really a sick day, but it's...
Well, it's not. I mean, I didn't log back in for the rest of the day after I sent my initial, I'm not going to come in today email. But still, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to, sit in your pajamas all day and watch, 16 episodes of The Walking Dead.
See, I don't know if I'd want to watch 16 episodes of The Walking Dead while sick. I feel like that might...
I wasn't pukey sick.
No, I know, but I mean, I don't know if I might think that the cold or the flu that I had was the beginning of some sort of zombie plague that I'd been infected with. That's what I'd be worried. 16 episodes in, depending on the severity of the head cold, I would worry a little bit that I was getting delusional there towards episode 15, 16 and think maybe...
No, I didn't actually watch them all in one day. I watched a couple. I watched maybe 5 episodes in the afternoon after I woke up from nappy poos.
Yeah.
And because season 5, I have cable again.
You do?
So I have television that I can watch. And so I watched, season 5 is what I didn't have yet.
On Netflix or whatever, right?
No, not on Netflix. It actually doesn't come out on Netflix until, I think... Was today the date we're recording, which is Sunday?
Yeah, day we're recording is the 27th.
So I don't think it comes out on Netflix until either today or tomorrow.
Okay.
But I was watching it on demand, which is... Netflix is pretty great. I mean, I'm giving them a damn cheap plug again.
Yeah,
But, when you're watching something on demand...
Right.
There's a couple of ads that they show that are regular ads that are for products, for things.
Right.
But then the network is here's all our other shows.
Oh, of course.
And then, I like a bunch of those shows, Better Call Saul. And I used to watch... I didn't watch the most recent season of Mad Men.
Right, but AMC generally does good work. Yeah,
but, they were, they just had a bunch of Emmy crap that was going on. And they just showed an Emmy commercial for every break. And I was like, come on, guys.
Yeah. It's a bit much. I mean, I get what they're trying to do.
That was the elevator.
Oh, thank you. I get what they're trying to do, but at a certain point, you're either sold or you're not sold. And I feel like the amount of ads that... I mean, we talked about this last time. But, yeah, the amount of... Even if it's for stuff that you like... The amount of ads that you cram down someone's throat is...
Yeah, and watching on something like Netflix. I mean, but the thing is, something like Hulu has less ads,
or fewer.
But now they have an option where you can pay a teeny bit more and then not have ads.
Yeah.
So, which is cool too, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not going to because I'm perfectly willing to sit through 1 or 2 ads.
1 or 2, yeah. Like I said, most of the time I'm okay with it. It's those...
Because usually it gives me enough time to take a quick pee.
Yeah, it's true.
Not enough time to take a duker.
No. Dookie, deuce, duker, poopy.
Yes.
Caca.
Okay, so yeah, I watched a bunch of that and then successfully did a whole lot of nothing. I think...
You have to teach me how to do that.
For the entirety of Friday. Well, when you're sick, you don't want to do anything. So, we sprayed everything down, so hopefully you're not going to get,
Well, I guess I was telling you before we started recording, I thought I had a real bad case of the allergies right after we finished recording last week's episode.
It wasn't me that got you sick.
No, I thought that what had happened...
Because I didn't really... I wasn't feeling sick last Monday. It was...
No, I'm worried that I got you sick.
Well, no, Becky was sick before me,
okay.
so...
Got it. Okay.
So I don't
enough blame to
I
throw
don't
around.
make out with you at all.
Yeah.
I do make out with her. So
at all? I mean,
we've never kissed, Chris, and I don't want to. I don't want to.
I
no, thank you.
Those outtakes are never getting played in the show.
what the like we just made noises into the microphone.
Yes, those ones. The one time that we. I mean, you know,
I got to turn my head when I'm clearing my throat.
To be fair, we were drinking. There'd been a lot of karaoke, a lot of love songs. I mean, it was.
Did this really happen? I don't remember it.
Well, you know, no, it didn't happen.
Okay. So
I promise.
I'm like, I don't think I ever did that.
No, but, no. You definitely did.
But there are times in my life where I don't remember.
And I wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I've said before that the way I got hooked on Lost was I was sick for a couple of days.
Was it the same way you got hooked on phonics?
It might have been.
Did I ever tell that story? If I have, fuck it, I'm telling it again. Like, back in the early days of my college radio show, back when like the FCC said, before they said no more prank calls. Wow, we would do prank calls to 1-800 ABCDEFG, which was hooked on phonics.
Hooked on phonics people.
And I would call them up live on the air, and I would attempt to place an order with them. And would very shortly... My prank call skills are terrible. And like if I had written a small script, I might have... Like,
right.
Not like script, but given myself bullet points. If they
ask
me this...
Some notes,
if they ask you this question, have this for an answer. Right. And not go in there completely... Well, kind of buzzed and completely unprepared for your prank call.
Yeah.
So basically, I would call them up. They would say... And I'd say, I would like to order Hooked on Phonics. And then they would ask me what my name was. And I think the one time that we had a record of it, or we might not have, but whatever, they asked me what my name was, and I said, I turned my head that time. I said, Phil.
I appreciate that. Phil.
And then when they asked me what my last name was, I was like, something or other. And they asked me to spell it, and I did.
Could you use it in a sentence? No.
Yeah, so that's...
I mean, that is them.
They were messing with me more than I was messing with them. You think
they were messing with you, or it was just somebody who was so sticking to the script?
Well, it was at 10. Well, like my show was from 10 until midnight.
Yeah.
So it was like the people on the late shift at 1-800-ABCDEFG. I don't know if that's a real number anymore. Anybody that's a listener, call it sometime, or we could do it.
We could do it.
Don't do live prank calls.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah, no. I
don't
think the FCC has any authority over podcasts, but you don't want to risk it.
Hold on, I'm getting my water.
Oh yes, you must get your water. So yeah, I was worried that I had allergies, but by midweek it really turned into something not so great, and yeah. So by midweek I was sure it was a cold, and now I'm all right. Although, you know, I kept going to the gym. I kept going to the gym every morning.
See, that's not good. Like, no, well, you're lucky.
I wasn't coughing. I wasn't. It was just I was not expelling anything that would have gotten anyone else sick. I just felt crappy.
I was expelling some stuff like yesterday. Like that was like the we're getting better now. Let's get this shit out of us instead of producing it in mass quantities.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, it was yesterday morning. It was yucky.
Yeah, you were yucky.
It was what I think your father would refer to as lung butter.
I've never heard him say that.
I don't think I have either, but I imagine that would be something he would say.
That might be something he would say, followed by
yeah, and then like talking to us for an hour straight.
Well, yeah, interrupted by laughing at his own jokes, which is love you, Dad.
He doesn't listen.
He doesn't listen. No, but
if there's a member of your family, they're not listening to this.
Say my dad makes it to like 90, and he's sitting around, he's looking for something to listen to, and he goes back through all of these,
and he's like, "Oh, let me just randomly pick episode 61."
Yeah, and
is it 61? Did I get that right?
61. Yeah, okay, he hears me ragging on him for laughing. I just want him to know that I love him. Just in case.
Aw. That's just precious.
It is precious.
But yeah, sicky. Yesterday, like, yeah, yesterday was just a lazy day for both of us.
Yeah.
We ordered some Chinese food. Mm-hmm. And like this morning when I woke up, I just felt a little bit better. I just felt better.
Right.
Like when you finally feel better.
Yes.
Like I had a little bit of coughing up gross shit.
Yeah.
Not feces. It was just yellow mucusy.
It's even more fun when you're coughing up the shit.
That's gross.
I mean, you find yourself wondering, like, what did I drink last night that I ate shit afterwards?
Oh, I got a joke. Guy goes to the doctor. Doctor says, guy goes to the doctor. He says, "Doc, whenever I eat apples, apples come out. Whenever I eat oranges, oranges come out. Whenever I eat bananas, bananas come out." Doctor's like, "Well, it's easy. Just eat shit."
Aw, that's a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
You're back on track. Mm-hmm. So you were watching Walking Dead. Did you watch anything else? I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's something you were watching when I came in today, but was there anything before that?
Well, actually, we went to IKEA this morning.
Oh yeah. So you were feeling better and you decided.
I didn't drive.
Yeah, let's take the trip out.
We Friday we went on another adventure, which I didn't drive and kind of was like zonked out in the car.
Yeah.
And then woke up when we were there kind of situation. Well, sort of half zonked out and half like paying attention to make sure the directions were. Which one do you want to talk about first, IKEA or the adventure?
IKEA, because and here's the thing: is IKEA. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess we could go in chronological order.
No, let's Quentin Tarantino this show.
Okay.
Until things completely out of order.
So, I mean, the thing that to note about IKEA for those folks who are not from the area is that the nearest IKEA is quite a drive.
It's in Stoughton.
And
the last time I went there was when I had moved to New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. Like. The second time, well, moved from one place in New Hampshire to another place.
To the other place in New Hampshire, yeah.
And we went there on a trip, and then we also went to the strip club.
There's a strip club there.
Yeah,
there's
even more Club Alex's in Stoughton.
Alex's. Well, what I was going to say is, I think you and I talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or
what, Club Alex's or
not
IKEA?
Club Alex's, IKEA. We talked about.
I have a story about Club Alex's from way back in college.
We're really getting Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, we're going. It's a flashback to earlier this morning. And then a flashback
within that flashback.
Way back to college again.
Yeah.
So, like, again, in like the earlier days of the radio show, Simulated Itch Relief back on WDJM. Mm-hmm. My buddy Tim and I who did the show with me until he stopped going to the show and just drinking at the bar instead, because we used to go to the bar and then
come to the show. And he
just gave up on doing the show,
went to the
and
bar
then
and
just
stayed there.
Stayed at the bar, which is weird because it wasn't really that close to where he lived. So he would just come up to Framingham and drink with us, and then not do the radio show that we were all leaving to go and do. Well, you know. So yeah, one day we were just like, let's do something different before the show. Mm-hmm. And then we went to Club Alex's. Nice. And like I had said, my show was on a Wednesday.
Right.
So
was it amateur night or
it wasn't amateur night? It was just like completely dead night.
Okay. Yeah.
And we were like the only people in there except for like the lifers in the back row, just kind of like
Yep.
Just the guys that were there every night.
Those wonderful gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean they support a business, and I'm not gonna disparage them too much.
Yeah.
Hopefully that didn't show up on the mic too much.
Not too bad.
It went that way and into my arm.
So you were at
Club Alex's. We were there, and we both sit down. We get a drink, and I'm sipping on my beer, and I'm like, I gotta go take a leak. And then I'm like, this gal on stage, she seems pretty nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get one of those private dance, or not the table dance.
Table dance. I mean, it depends on which club you go to. Sometimes it's private, sometimes it's table.
Yeah, I think it was table dance at this particular place. So I was like, I'll get a table dance from her when I get back from the restroom. So I got back from the restroom, and wouldn't you know, Tim is getting a table dance from this lady.
Aww.
And I was just like, what the frick? I don't know why I just censored myself there.
Especially when you're talking about strip clubs.
I'm like, what the frick? Why is he Come on, he knew that was.
He knew that you were.
But there was nobody else in the place,
right.
so she was probably just chatting with him while he was, taking a leak, and he was like, "Oh, why not?"
Yeah.
So I was just like, maybe I'll get one after he's done. But then while he was still getting the dance with her. Another chick came over, and was like, "You want to dance?" I'm like, "Sure." So my dance was like, she just kept on spreading her butt cheeks open. And like,
she thought you were going to give her a colonoscopy.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to. It was gross. I think I told this story before, and
now that you're
pretending that
I'm thinking maybe you did.
But yeah, and it was like gross, and I'm like, please just turn around and like just dance in front of me. Right. That's fine. I don't want to look at your butthole anymore, please.
And so
but the kicker was like when I got back to the table, Tim was like, "Geez, you're lucky you didn't get a lap dance from her." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, well." And I told him my escapades with butthole over there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, she kept putting her like nipples into my face, and they were covered with hair."
Ugh.
And I'm like, I guess that's something I didn't notice when she was on the stage.
I mean, I shouldn't, because I mean, it can happen. Women can get hair there, but it's that she puts it in his face. Well, one thing that I would just like to say about the whole and I have not had a lap or table dance in quite some time, so I have no idea. Since
your bachelor party, did you even have one that day?
I did have one that day.
It's been a while since we talked about strip clubs.
Yeah.
So.
It's been. But what I was going to say is, like, and I think this all comes back to, that's what, I finally did watch all of Hot Girls Wanted, the documentary, the Netflix documentary that we've talked about.
About prostitutes.
Yeah, about porn stars.
Oh, was it porn stars?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Amateur porn. And
well, that's what most of it is nowadays anyways.
It's prostitutes.
No, it's not prostitutes. It's amateur.
Oh, yeah, amateur. Yeah,
that's because that's what people want. They want something to look like it's not.
But I don't know that. I mean, and of course, I'm not the target demographic anymore. But like,
were you ever?
I think at some point I went to a lot of strip clubs. Like I
thought you were talking about porn.
And I probably watched a fair amount of porn. Like at some point I was in the target demographic, but like I never was all that interested in like the really like. Somebody spreading their butt cheeks like that has to have appealed to someone at some point, or else she never would have gotten the idea to do it.
Because like if you look at pornography that's out there, there's people that love gaping buttholes, and I've never been one of those people.
I don't like and it's not that the
or prolapsed assholes. I have no idea why anybody would want to look at that.
It's not that the anatomy is like in and of itself inherently gross, but when it's sort of like put on display like that's where I don't get it. There's nothing wrong with your butthole, just don't show it to me
constantly. And have it prolapse.
Yeah.
Or as they call that in the business, a pink sock.
Ugh.
Because it looks like when you roll up a sock at the end.
I get it.
Only it's pink because it's like your innards coming out.
So you went to IKEA.
Yeah. We didn't go to the strip club.
You didn't go to the strip club this time. I was going to say, going to the strip club after IKEA would probably not be practical for me because of the people in my household this morning. When I mentioned that the reason you and I were recording later in the afternoon was IKEA, the people who were most excited about the idea of IKEA were the women in the house. Now, I don't know if... So anyway, I would not go to a strip club after IKEA with my mom.
Well, my old roommate was a guy, so...
Yeah. But what I was going to say to you is I think we spoke offline or maybe on the show at some point, and you didn't seem like terribly thrilled to go to IKEA at that point.
Well, like, what is it? Like, there was an episode of 30 Rock, I guess, that was like completely surrounded around like IKEA being the place that like breakups happen.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, well, like I know it's just like it's obviously just fiction crap, but like there was some times in the past where I've been dragged there, and like the weekend it opened.
Oh no,
I think she might listen. So
don't want to go any further than that. But do you see more women there than men?
You see couples.
You see couples.
That's usually what you see there,
Got it.
and a lot of people that were foreign. I don't know. I guess that's like something. Is that something from home? Maybe because there's IKEAs everywhere.
Yeah, except here, there's just the one in Stoughton.
Well, yeah, in New England.
Yeah, and it really is the only one for.
They were going to build one in Somerville, but I guess it got blocked or something like that.
You know.
If there was one there, we would have very much gone to that one.
Yeah,
because it would just been a hop, skip, and a jump down 93. But,
getting
local for you.
Getting local for you. That was a very low key me doing the getting local for you.
Well, I'm not going to shout right now.
So you went to IKEA. Did you have a particular? Were you targeting anything in particular, or did you just go in and say? Hey,
we did our research. We figured out what we wanted, but we wanted to make sure they had it, and then we looked at the things that we had kind of figured out what we wanted first, and then we looked at what it looked like, and we're like, that looks like it would be good right there instead of my old entertainment stand as our coffee table.
Yeah.
So we can chuck it out the window or whatever the hell.
You end up doing that.
I think we might actually use it somewhere.
Well, you're on you're a few floors up, so I mean, if you chucked something out the window, it'd be interesting to see where it landed.
Yeah.
Or on whom it landed.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where George was working at the toy company, and then Kramer wanted to test his like this oil system where like it would protect the inner liner of a oil tanker so it wouldn't spill into the ocean. And so he put a bunch of oil into a plastic toy ball and threw it off I think one of the upper floors of the toy company or whatever. And then Jerry was dating this girl that her stomach would talk, like make some weird noises.
Oh, interesting.
In the middle of the night.
I did.
And so he would go, hello, ho, ho, ho. And then, because it was like him talking to the stomach. And then they broke up because of that.
No.
And because she didn't like that he did that. And he said he promised he wouldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then, like, as she's waiting for him outside there, they drop the oil ball, and he's trying to like get her attention,
right?
And he's going hello or something like that. She's like, I told you to stop making that voice. I'm not moving. And then they're like, no, you're gonna get. And then she gets clobbered by the
oil ball.
Yeah. Good old Seinfeld.
Good old Seinfeld. I didn't get a chance to watch that the episode you mentioned last week, though.
You can watch both of them. What was the one that I mentioned last week?
Or I don't know if it was last week or the week before when you mentioned the one where they play Risk.
Oh yeah, the one playing Risk on the train. That was a good one.
And that was the one that sold me on Seinfeld. Like all of a sudden, after all these years, I was like, oh, that's an episode.
Well, we can watch it after we're done here.
Well, I gotta get home for dinner.
Oh, whatever.
Well, whatever,
You're in your responsibilities.
Me and my responsibilities.
So yeah, we went and got the things that we needed. We got a couple other things, but that's par for the course. Yeah, so we got Becky already put the little night table together, and while we were waiting for you to arrive, because we had a little double booked because she had some friends come over and just a little tour, and I didn't want to you have you guys butting heads, being like, "We're doing podcasts. You guys need to get the fuck out of here so we can record and stop talking in the background." And yeah. So I pushed you back half an hour.
Hey, it happens.
And then I made you wait for 5 minutes outside because I didn't see the text.
Because
I was on my other phone.
On your other phone.
Playing Treasure Cruise.
Well, we gotta get to your new phone. But are we done with IKEA? I mean, have we
Yeah, it was pretty uneventful. I mean, we successfully navigated it. There was idiots on the road. We went down because for those of you who don't know, we live north of the city of Boston. And Stoughton is south of the city of Boston.
Yes.
So on a Sunday morning at about 9 to 10 o'clock, driving down 93 through the city of Boston is possible.
Yes.
Like on a normal day or any day,
unless
it's like 10 o'clock at night, don't do that.
No.
If you're visiting the city of Boston and you're like, oh, that's really quick. You can get like from Middlesex County up north down to Stoughton to go to IKEA in about 40 minutes. That's not bad at all.
You can't.
Not on a normal day. Nope. On a Sunday morning, yeah.
Sunday morning, yes.
But was that really loud?
That one's not bad. I mean, we'll be okay. Yeah, on a Sunday morning, it's possible.
But yeah, so on the way back, we went 95 because like we looked at the traffic and it was like, oh, like apparently there was 600 accidents on 93 North. So
and there's a Sox game this afternoon, so I don't know if that would have had
and the Pats game, and
that's right,
because like I was looking and I'm like, how far away is Gillette from Stoughton? And I looked and it was like 17 miles away. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. You got
so luckily we didn't run into any of the people trying to get to the Pats game traffic.
Right. Yeah, it's a crap.
Or maybe that's why there was so much traffic on 93 South, as everybody was trying
to get to.
No, wait, no, it was north that was traffic. I don't know what the fuck.
Whatever.
Just people are idiots. Maybe they're all going the wrong way to try to get to the Pats game.
They all just get on the road at the same time. We're all massholes. I mean, that's our problem.
Well, you're a masshole again.
I am a masshole. I've been a masshole since June.
Well, you moved to New Hampshire, so what do you call somebody from New Hampshire? Like as a derogatory
somebody who wants to live somewhere else. That's what you call somebody from New Hampshire.
Well, a lot of people like idealize like living in New Hampshire.
The only place in New Hampshire that's worth living anywhere is
up in
the seacoast and the lakes. The lakes and the seacoast. I think those are. Those are the places.
What about up in the White Mountains, up in Franconia Notch?
You don't really live there. You kind of visit there, don't you?
Well, I don't know if you could retire up there.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
it's nice up there.
There are not a lot of career options, yeah. So I mean, if you're wealthy enough to do it, or if you're retiring,
if you're a retiree,
yeah, you could probably do it. I don't know. I'm down on the state of New Hampshire, especially the southern part, because it really is just.
It's great.
It's great. Massachusetts without the taxes.
Yeah, basically. So if you live in Massachusetts, I mean, I don't think I've ever done this, but like you go up to New Hampshire and pay no sales tax on items.
And you drive stuff back over the border, and of course, if you're responsible, you will
you claim
mention
them,
that on your taxes.
Yeah, definitely claim them on your tax, but I don't have to do that because I think I bought everything that I have, at least in this building.
In the great state
of Massachusetts.
In the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Yes,
Commonwealth. Gotta get that right.
Still want the IRS after us.
So Friday, you said you went on a different. No, Friday or Saturday.
It was Friday because like I got like halfway through the morning of just lounging and napping and watching Walking Dead. I got a phone call, and my old buzzer at my old building. Just rings my phone.
Oh,
so
interesting.
if you pushed whatever number on my phone or on the, you're supposed to put like I think star and then like the number, and then it would pop on like my phone as like, I have a call, and I'm like I looked at the area code and then the 3-digit code after that, and I'm like, oh, that's my apartment building, and I'm like, please say that's just the people from there like trying to figure out a time to coordinate. Where I'm gonna give them the keys back and everything like that, because I did some cleaning last week. That might have been another reason why I ended up being sick, because I was there for like 2 hours cleaning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got the call, and it's FedEx.
Oh no.
And I had spent several conversations with the folks at Verizon and the folks at FedEx that saying that they would deliver my new phone to my current address, the place that I moved to.
Yeah, as opposed
to where I used to live, which is the big hullabaloo. They're like, oh, you cancel the order, but then you'll lose your pre-order, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. So like, so yeah, they tried to deliver it there, and I was just like, that's dumb. Why?
You went to all the effort, and they still.
I called everybody that I needed to call, and they allegedly did all the things that they needed to do, and the things that they needed to do didn't get done, and it still got delivered to my old address. And so we had to go on an adventure to what the hell was the name of the town? West Boylston.
Oh, fun.
Now, geography folks, I didn't really know where it was, so I kind of had to look it up, and then I remembered where it was. It's right next to Worcester, which is
oh God.
On a Friday afternoon, driving from where we live
right
to Worcester is definitely.
I mean, so like
shit fest.
You're talking like you're in the is it fair to say the northwest suburbs of Boston right now?
Yes, northwest.
Like
suburbs.
the northwest suburbs, and Worcester is southwest of the city by a fair margin.
Yes.
Yeah, and more west than south.
It's just I mean, it's basically directly west of Boston.
Yeah. Oh God.
So I didn't want to drive because I was feeling like a pile of shit.
Yeah.
But we were like, let's do this, and I'll be the navigator / napper.
Right.
And you can be the person driving. And she was like, okay, let's do this. And so we got there 2 hours later after, she had a great commute home. And then we got there. I rushed in, and like there was like 2 people that pulled up, and I'm like, I did the I'm sick shuffle walk, so I wanted to get in there before them because I didn't want to like wait any longer or have them to be delivering or just sending like 16 packages when all I want to do is pick up my one.
Right.
So I couldn't really yell.
Yeah.
On the phone with the people earlier in the day because I didn't have the voice for it.
Yeah, but now you did?
No. But it was just basically like it was a lot of me in very short, stern sentences. I was like, "Hoo, Robin! I invented getting mad at FedEx." And it was just bad. I was so sick that I couldn't even like get successfully angry because I was like,
probably made you angrier.
No, well, I don't know. It's hard to get angrier when you can't seem to get angry enough to. And I was just, and I talked to the person. She's like, "Well, we're open till 7:30," and I'm like, "Well, thank God, because if you weren't, there's no way we would have been able to go there."
Right. Yeah.
So we went to some restaurant up the road so we could have some dinner because we were both starving at that point after being in the car for 2 hours.
Right.
I got a hot toddy. That actually helped me go to like sleep.
Yeah.
Like I think that because usually they say don't drink liquor. It doesn't make you feel better. But the thing, I wasn't like pounding beers. I had one drink and then a couple of waters. Yeah. But like it's got all the stuff, the good stuff, and
all the stuff that'll knock you out.
Yeah. Well, not knock you out. It was just hot toddy is basically eat. Sometimes people make it with tea, but usually it's just hot water, some lemon, and some honey, and a shot of whiskey. And then sometimes it's instead of hot water, it's hot tea, and then the other 2.
See, I feel like my grandmother maybe, and definitely my dad have said at some point. I don't know if it was a remedy for a cold or a remedy for a sore throat, or like whiskey, and maybe it even
sometimes people put cloves in it too.
Yeah, maybe it even was a hot toddy that they were suggesting. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, like, so I had one of those, and then we got back, and then I crashed. Yeah. And then the Saturday of nothing.
Saturday of nothing.
Well, the Saturday morning was like getting my new phone set up, but that was surprisingly it wasn't terrible. Yeah, I got it set up pretty well.
Now, I heard a rumor, and I think you might have alluded to it earlier that you're playing a game on both your old phone and your new phone. So I mean,
this is Brian's doing this too. So well, not on like 2 phones, but he has like the iPad, so he plays it on the iPad, and he also plays it on his phone. Right. So yeah, now that I didn't like trade back in my old phone. So I still have it just like for the house not phone. It's just like the house iPod, I guess. Yeah, because like the battery on it sucks. Like like if I was running like more than one app, like the thing would get drained in like an hour or 2.
Yeah, and that happens as they get older. Even if they are fine otherwise, the battery seems to be the first thing.
I think your brother and I actually got our phones at approximately the same time because it's when we went for Yucko's wedding down in the
I remember that
in the Carolinas. And we, because I wanted to get I had an Incredible at the time.
Which was not incredible.
It was less than that. Significantly. And so, yeah, I wanted to get the new Apple 5.
Apple 5.
There was a bit from Opie and Anthony where like there was this crazy girl waiting in line for the iPhone 5. She kept on calling it Apple 5.
Apple 5.
And so we were on the way back. I was sort of like, being all dozy, like when I got the new phone, I was just like, "Oh, I got new Apple 6." And she's like, "What are you saying to me?" She didn't get it because she obviously didn't listen to this like obscure episode of Opie and Anthony from 2012.
Yeah, so I was gonna say it was 2012 because that was the second year I was at Apple. First year I was at Apple was the 4S, and the second year was the 5.
So yeah, it was. I'm like, why would you know? She would not have known.
No.
What the hell I was talking about?
What reason would she have to know?
But like I kept on saying, I instead of explaining it, I kept on saying, I got Apple 6.
Apple 6.
And she kept on saying S.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I wouldn't say anything. I'm just an asshole. She was so great and drove me, my stupid sick ass, to freaking West Boylston. And I'm just messing with her on the way back by saying Apple 6.
And she's trying to get you to at least like
give me a little bit more than that. Is this a joke?
S.
Are you making fun of me? And I'm like, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying this idiotic thing.
And that's how you know that it's a good relationship.
Yeah. You have the regular 6.
I have
now,
the
like,
6. Yeah. So you have the 6S.
Yes. Do you do the Apple Pay at all?
I have done the Apple Pay. I did it a lot more.
I didn't set it up, but I don't know if like where can you use it?
You can use it a ton of different places. So I used it more when I was with my former bank, the bank that kind of screwed us over with our mortgage and whatnot.
Which is why they're your former bank?
They're mostly my former bank at this point. My new bank does not have... does not support Apple Pay yet. My credit card does, but my credit card is maxed out. So I haven't been using it that often. But I used it one night Christmas last year. I used it at Target. No, maybe not Target. I think you can do it at Target now, but at that point you couldn't. I used it at the Apple Store. I used it at Panera Bread, and I used it at least one other place. Basically anywhere that has a NFC terminal, which is, they like a contactless payments terminal, and you'll know it when you see it. Some of them are, Staples has them. They're kind of funny looking.
There's a Staples up the road. I could go to that one.
7-Eleven was able to do it for a while, and then they shut it down. Now I think it's back. There was a...
Well, I don't go to 7-Elevens anyways.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Circle K man myself.
Yeah,
because of Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Where they were at Circle K?
They were standing outside Circle K.
Oh, that's where
And then Rufus shows up and he's like, and then I think it was Bill was like, strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Oh, now I remember.
And they're sitting outside trying to do whatever it is they were doing for their history report.
Right.
And some lady walks by and they're like, "Hey, lady, do you remember when the Mongols ruled China?" She goes, "I just work here."
It's been too long since I've seen it.
I think it's on the old Netflix.
Oh, I should check
it out. And
out.
Bogus Journey, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That one I think I only saw once.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
I saw it up at the drive-in at Weir's Beach.
Yeah, no, Apple Pay's cool. I like the idea of it, and I think they enhanced the one problem that I ever had with it was when you'd go to the Apple Store.
You couldn't use Apple Pay?
You could use Apple Pay, but the way that their devices were set up, right, if you used a credit card, it would normally remember your email address based on the credit card number, and they would just be able to say, do you want your receipt emailed to you? Boom, you're off to the races.
But if you use Apple Pay...
If you were using Apple Pay, because Apple Pay generated a new credit card, essentially generates a new credit card number every time you use it.
What?
That's the way that it keeps secure. The little secure element on the phone has some communication with it.
I hope
your
hackers
bank
aren't
with the
listening.
server. There's nothing they can... So far, there's nothing they can do with it because the information is stored directly on the phone. The security information never leaves. So basically, it generates a one-time credit card number, and because it does that, the Apple Store at the time I did it last Christmas, the Apple Store devices wouldn't recognize my credit card, so I had to manually give them my email address, which made me wish for a simpler email address.
Did you have to give them your email address?
You don't have to. No, you could have them print the receipt.
One of the Bill Burr, I've been listening to his podcast for forever, and then like they usually play. It's weird, because he does one on Monday, and then they have he does another one on Thursday, which he does half the show. I'm sure if we get enough of a following, they'll be like, well, you should do like a half a show on Thursdays and then do best of for the other half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's cross that bridge when we get
we get there.
When we get advertisers.
Right.
So yeah, but the thing is he'll play a lot of the same clips for the best of crap, which is I know he's not picking them out. It's the guy that's his producer, but he seems to be picking the same ones a lot.
Yeah.
There's this one where he was talking about about mileage on a car and how it hasn't improved in the last 30 years.
Right.
But he's got a good point there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of. He's like, but people are like, cars are heavier now. I'm like, they are. I don't know about that.
So.
Cars used to be made out of steel. Now they're made out of
not heavier.
Plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably more safety stuff on there, but I doubt it's going to make that much of a difference.
No, you take a 40s, 50s, 30s car, ram it in, have
those got garbage for mileage, though.
Yeah. I'm just saying in terms of heaviness, in terms of, though that and a modern day car have a collision.
Is there some sort of gravity problem in the future? But yeah, there was another one where he was talking about people would email him with questions or whatever, and he was just talking about how when someone asks for email at a store or whatever, he's well, it's corporate policy, we need to get it from you don't need to get this
right.
I'm
and that's part of the point of Apple Pay is that they can't, and that's why some retailers were slow to adopt it, is because they can't track you. There's nothing to tie you to that one-time credit card number that you gave to them. So you pay for it. They have nothing to track you with. You move on with your life, and it's all golden. It's a good service. It's relatively easy to set up, and then you can use it in some. You can use it online in some apps on the phone too, where it just does the same thing, generates a one-time card number, and you don't run the risk of anything getting stolen.
Because I saw because I didn't. I was. One more, I think it might have been Monday. I didn't have time for breakfast or something like that, or I don't know. Maybe it was right after I moved in, and we didn't have any food in the house yet. I stopped at McDonald's near.
They were one of the first places.
Yeah, because they don't sell your information. They just want you to get Big Macs.
Yeah.
They're come on, pay with Apple Pay. Yep. Come in here.
They also, I think, are on hard times, all things considered.
Yeah, they need to have so many options to pay.
Yeah, they need to get people in there.
I don't understand. Why McDonald's is getting the bad rap as far as fast food, because they keep on trying new things and they're failing, but they still have the things that. They got them there.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand why, Burger King and Wendy's are doing well, and McDonald's is just getting a big dump truck.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be the expansion factor that there are so many
just
McDonald's.
way too many of them, and it's oversaturated.
That would be my guess. But yeah, and then of course there's all sorts of places that have started offering breakfast or whatever. In the breakfast or
and then Dunkin's took over the breakfast.
Started doing all sorts of lunch
and
stuff.
then Starbucks for breakfast too, and or at least for coffee.
Yep.
I mean, people say that McDonald's coffee isn't bad, but I don't drink coffee, so
yeah, I don't drink coffee either.
And I try not to eat McDonald's too much either, but I kind of feel bad for the fact that
I do, because
well.
I have liked them my whole life, so I feel bad to not eat there. Although if I eat there too much.
I'm getting blown up on text over here.
You're getting blown up.
Turn it off.
So I did not play with your specific phone, but I did go to the Apple store last night. I was picking up a couple of things.
Maybe that's how you got sick.
In Pheasant Lane. No, I was sick.
Oh wait, you were sick before that. So that's how you got everybody at the Pheasant Lane Mall sick.
So they're all calling in sick today. It's not because of the Pats game, it's because of me. No, so I went in there and I played with the new phones, the 6S, and tried the 3D touch. I keep wanting to call it force touch, but no force touching, Chris.
We're sitting really far apart, so you can't even force touch.
No, at all.
No,
unless you're a little.
I have a gun over here.
Unless you're a lot more drunk.
I'll shoot you. I swear with that Nerf gun that I have.
I played with the Force Touch. I thought that not the 3D Touch. I thought that was pretty awesome. I think I've talked about going back and forth between the iPad and the iPad Pro. Well, I tried the new features of the new iOS on the iPad Air 2, and I was like, this is all I need. Like you could have 3 different apps running on the iPad Air 2 at the same time, because you can have split screen apps, and then you can have a video running where you can put the video anywhere you want it on the screen.
Well, that's pretty neat.
So I mean, it's got enough power in it that's the one I'm going to go for when I finally get some money. But here's the thing I wanted to ask you about.
Okay.
So I go into the store. And one of the things that bummed me out when they made all their announcements, Apple did a couple weeks ago, was that they brought back orange to...
Is the new black?
No.
Check it out on Netflix.
They brought back orange to a bunch of their case lines. So the iPad mini, there's now an orange case. The iPhone, you can now buy an orange case for it. I happen to be a fan of the color orange. You know the one thing they didn't bring the orange case to? The iPad. So I was all excited when
you can't get a third-party orange case?
You might be able to get a third-party.
Might?
You might be able to get a third-party orange case. I haven't looked. But you can even get an orange Apple Watch wristband. The only thing you can't get an orange case for is the iPad Air 2 and the upcoming iPad Pro. No orange there. No love for us orange people.
People apparently orange is a bad color to wear like a job interview.
Oh, really?
Because
that makes sense.
I guess if you're like a fella and you be wearing a suit and tie, an orange tie is apparently a bad choice.
Too loud?
I don't know if it's too loud. I think I forget what the connotation for the color orange is when people see the color orange. Like the
I just want to eat it.
You want to eat? So if someone's like wearing like an orange shirt, you're like, oh my god, I need to eat that person.
I'm a little hungry when I see an orange shirt. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like a terminus.
Yeah, I mean, so like I have an iPad with an orange cover. It's very faded orange at this point because it's an iPad 2. It's very old. But what I was dreaming of, and I might still do it for my phone.
I was dreaming of it. Last night when I was in bed.
I was
like, I need this orange thing.
I almost got it last night, but I had to spend money on other things. An orange case for my white phone, which would remind me of a creamsicle. I've always wanted. I want to be able to eat my phone.
We have some sorbet if you want some.
But so I went up to the person and I asked them, even though I've researched all across their website, I asked them a question that I already knew the answer to. I said, do you guys know anything about whether or not you're going to get any orange cases? And of course, I know from having been an Apple employee, their procedure is going to be to walk me over to the wall and discover it together. And of course, we went over there. And
dude, you're never gonna be able to work there again.
No, I'm never gonna be.
Not after this show. They're gonna listen. They'll be like, "What the fuck?
Did I say anything bad?"
You're like, "Oh, let's give away trade secrets." Let's explore this together.
She didn't say that. I just knew.
No, I know that she didn't say that.
Some people have. I think I probably did at least once.
Let's go on this journey together, friend.
Let's find out together.
Is that what you've said to people?
Let's find out together.
Oh my god, I want to fucking. I would be so mad. I'm like, let's find out.
So I went.
My fist in your butt.
Obviously, there were no orange ones, and she said the same thing you did, which is that you inferred, which is go look somewhere else. Like
there might be a
you
third
might be
party.
Able to find a third party one. All right, so I did that, and then
you found a third party.
No,
one?
I did no, but I asked a question there that I knew the answer to, and then I went a few stores down to the AT&T store because they've pissed me off. They used to offer a 6 gigabyte family plan and a 10 gigabyte family plan. My family right now we've gotten way down on our data usage ever since adopting iOS 9, and we are we are right between 5 and 6 gigs, right? Now they offer a 5 gigabyte plan and a 15 gigabyte plan.
Who?
AT&T. This is AT&T.
Oh, AT&T blows.
So I went into the AT&T store and I just wanted to see.
Not that any cellular carrier is great, but they got on their high horse for the longest time because they had the iPhone.
They had it exclusive. Yeah. No, they've treated me well. But anyway, so I went in there and I asked them, knowing what the answer was going to be. Have you? And of course he told me, he's like, no, you always maybe check our website and, sometimes we have special offers and what. Is that a thing that you do? That's the question I wanted to get to. Is that do you go into places occasionally and ask questions you already know the answers to, or am I just a big asshole?
I think you might be. I don't know if I've ever done that like purposely. I might have had an idea that I would like if I'm like looking for something and like it's and it's obviously empty at the store,
right?
Being like, they probably don't have any more of this, or else they would have already brought them out. But hey, I'll ask anyways. And then I'm like, nope, they still don't have it.
Right.
But I don't know if I've ever like gone in like, I've done shit tons of research to see if this thing exists or not, and I'm going to ask a salesperson to see if they're
I think part of it is an insecurity, and part of it is like wishful thinking. Like I'm hopeful that I'm wrong. I'm hopeful that I've missed something.
Oh, wishful thinking made me think of the song "The King of Wishful Thinking," which I forget who does the song, but you can put it in the show notes. There's some research for you to do.
Yeah.
At least you got an extra day. We're recording this on Sunday. When we were at the IKEA, when we were about to leave, I got a cinnamon bun, and as we're walking out, I hear, "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down." And I was like, "What the fuck? This place is rickrolling us."
All right, so we're at 52 minutes now. I gotta ask you, what possessed you to be watching when I walked in today?
Oh God,
Firehouse Dog.
I was just kind of flicking through the channels and not paying attention.
Yeah,
I watched the end of the Desolation of Smaug.
Oh, ooh.
And I was gonna put it on again because it was on again at a different channel at this like start, and I'm like, "Do you want to watch the beginning of the movie?" She's like, "No," and I'm like, "All right."
Yeah. So
I put on Firehouse Dog, and then her friends came over, and then I just left it on. And I'm like, "We're watching this really cool movie called Firehouse Dog."
Oh, did they have any comments on it?
No.
This
fucking dog. It had the kid in it from Hunger Games.
The girl guy.
The guy that was I guess
Malak?
Yeah, he was PETA. He was the bread person.
The bread dude.
Yeah.
He was in this movie.
Yeah, he was a little kid.
He's a little kid.
And he had this dog, and then there's fires, and I don't know.
Dog gets a medal in the end, right?
Yeah, so we were. That's
Not
when
like
I shut
Chewbacca.
the TV off when we started recording.
Well, no, that's too deep. We can't get into that.
Movies, they love dogs in these kids movies,
and and kids movies love to give out medals and awards and things. I
gotta
like
ask, Star Wars at the end of that.
Why on earth does Chewbacca not get a medal? Write us an email, hot@clarkwoods.com. Tell me why Chewbacca does not get a medal. I need to know.
Maybe there's a little bit of Wookiee racism or something like that. Maybe at the planet at Kashyyyk, like there's like a lot of problems with the Galactic Alliance or whatever, and because Han Solo is a pretty unsavory character.
Yeah.
So he would maybe run with somebody that was from a planet that wasn't liked by the
okay. I'm picking up
Galactic
what you're putting down.
Federation of planets of assholes.
Galactic Federation. I think you're thinking of Battlestar Galactica.
Galactic Federation, the Federation of planets that hate the fucking Wookiees. I'm gonna cough again.
Hey, Steve.
Oh God. Are we almost done?
We are almost done. So I gotta ask you,
how did the Patriots cheat this week?
Okay, well they've successfully won their game, right?
Yes, they successfully won their game. I watched right up until about halftime before I came Came
And I
over
was busy watching Firehouse stuff.
The Patriots won 51-17 against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I didn't know the game was on, but I kind of had an idea that it was on because when we were walking in with the IKEA stuff, the neighbors were a little boisterous out on the porch.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, cool. It must be some sort of football game. And I didn't know it was the Pats yet. I didn't know they were on the early game today. So I completely was just like, oh, let's watch Hobbits.
Apparently, I did. Now, this is something that happened in the 5 minutes or so that I was waiting outside your door. Apparently, something happened.
I was playing Treasure Cruise on my old phone, so I didn't notice your text.
On your new phone. Apparently, something happened with the position of the play clock. Now, this seemed to happen based on what I saw on Twitter. And what so I had Twitter open.
So it was at Gillette then?
It was at Gillette. I had Twitter open, and I had sports.yahoo.com, which is what I got taken to when I asked Siri what the status of the game was. So I'm looking at Yahoo, and I didn't see a score yet, and then I see something about the play clock, and then I flip back to Yahoo, and that was when it looked like it was when the Jaguars scored. Of course, we're recording this without having seen any of the game or any of the highlights, so I have no idea what happened, but I saw a whole bunch of hashtag play clock gate, and that the announcer was actually trying to start that
so
there.
Okay, so we should have gotten a penalty.
Something about the position of the play clock and how that caused a problem for the Jags.
They couldn't see the play clock,
something
maybe,
like that,
and
yeah.
so they got a delay of game penalty. Maybe
might have been.
Well, that's it. That's how they cheated this week.
That's how they cheated this week.
They made it so people couldn't count.
And that helped them get 51 points.
Yes,
not being able
they
to count.
deflated the balls. They intentionally put a clock in a place where the quarterback couldn't see it at one point in the field, but probably they were probably moving it constantly so the quarterback could never see the clock.
It's just one random dude up there in the stands who's got the clock on a stick and he just runs.
Yeah,
back and forth.
he's like one of those guys with the Peter Pat Patriot, whatever the fuck the guy.
Peter the Patriot.
Is it Peter?
No, it's Pat.
Peter Griffin, Lois. That's my impression.
Oh,
That's
man.
about as good of an impression I can do with a fucking sore throat.
I thought that this bit was going to be a total joke. I really was hopeful there wouldn't be another fucking gate. And now there's the fucking gate.
Well, they were staying at the Play Clock Gate Hotel, and Nixon was there, and even though he's dead, it was Nixon's ghost, and he was stealing paperwork from the DNC National Committee, and that's how we won the Super Bowl.
I was about to try and do a George Bush quote with a Richard Nixon accent, and all of a sudden, I'm not a crook. That's the one you're supposed to do, right?
That's the line. Or you just do Billy West version of Nixon from Futurama.
Oh, I don't know.
Because he's like Nixon's head.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know Futurama. I mean, I know it, but I have never watched it.
You need to watch Rick and Morty, like I told you last week.
I need to watch a lot of things.
You need to watch a lot.
I need to watch a lot. I've just been drinking water. What's wrong with me?
What's the time? Are we almost done?
It's got to be close to midnight. My body's talking to me. It says time for danger.
I straightened out all these things.
You did.
While we were doing the show. It wasn't making noise, so it wasn't bad.
It is 58:55.
They were twisty ties. I straightened them.
Ties. It's
a little punchy.
It's 58.
Maybe I'm not completely better, but whatever.
We did not mention that Yogi Berra died.
He did.
But,
it
ain't over till it's over.
He was known for saying asinine things, just like us.
But his asinine things, people quoted them and put them on T-shirts.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be the next Yogi Berras now that he's gone.
Now that he's gone, we're gonna take up the mantle.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle.
You can find the show notes for this episode.
Shat all over my pants, and I'm wearing shorts, so it dribbled down my leg.
Onto this probably freshly clean carpet. Freshly clean.
Because it has shit all over it now?
Well, I'm saying before you moved in, it was probably very nicely done over.
I didn't actually, the magic of radio, I didn't actually shit my pants, guys.
Oh, come on. Don't lie to them, Steve. You're trying to cover up now.
Wouldn't you have already left if it smelled like a lot of shit in here?
No, I have a dedication to the show.
Oh, okay.
To the art.
Okay. I could probably fart and get you out of the room, let alone shit all over myself.
All right. You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/6161. And, of course, as we said before, you can send us email at hot@clarkwoods.com.
Email.
You can tweet me at ECC1977.
And you can tweet me at Tuesday is Loser. If you send me tweets or say, hey, Tuesday is Loser, what the fuck is your problem? Why are you such a fucking cockface? Or something like that. Maybe I'll actually say something besides plugging the show.
Maybe. And of course, I think last week we may have forgotten. You should go and you should buy The Ape's Choice on iTunes or your wherever you get your music, right?
Yeah. Go to iTunes or Apple. Wait, that's Apple. Go to iTunes or Google Play or Amazon and download The Ape's Choice.
Download it.
Brian was telling me, I don't know if he wants me to talk about this, but whatever, I'm gonna anyways. He downloaded the album.
Yeah.
And he really liked it. Like because when I'm like, what did you think? And he says, you want me to be honest? I was like, oh fuck, here it comes. and then he was like, he threw the curveball, and I'm like, yeah, I actually really liked it. And it seems like you guys did a lot of good work here. It was mostly Dan, so.
Right. And if you're interested, you can pick up Geek Force 5, the magazine that I edit at clarkwoods.com/geekforce52015, Geek Force 5 2015. My Patreon, all that crap. Give us all your fucking money.
Yeah, everybody that has money needs to give it all to us, and then we can just take over the world. We can have a billboard.
We could have a billboard.
I want to let's win the lottery.
Who would be in our billboard? Would it be me?
Us.
Would it be you? Would it be
Both of us? We are the podcast.
I know, but you don't.
Maybe we could do cartoon characters of us.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say because you didn't like it when your face was the show art. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like that picture.
Oh okay. All right. We should call it.
I especially didn't like it when Matt drew a penis on my nose. That looked like a penis elephant.
That's not the way. That. Oh, that isn't.
And that's the way the news goes.
That's definitely not what you look like, Steve. No, not at all.
I don't have a penis elephant nose.
No, you don't.
You need to just end the show after I say something instead of trying to drag it out.
Okay.